Okay. So now what happens actually? In the grade 9, you might have missed one. I think in the school it might not have covered this topic. Have you covered this topic, PARAM, in the grade 9 diversity chapter?
Ma'am, it was not the diversity.
Not. It was not there. It was not covered, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So, okay, I'll just go first of all a little back to understand the chamber part. P stands for the pisces. A stands for the amphibians. R stands for the reptilia. A here stands for the aves, and M stands for the mammalia. Fine. So this is actually a shortcut to learn in a correct sequence. Param. Okay, the name how you can learn by the spelling PARAM. So Param. So these are basically what they are. They are the classes. So P pisces basically they are what? They are the fishes. So different types of the fishes come under the pisces category. Then amphibians, you know very well. Reptilia, aves, mammalia. Now what happened as we go forward, as we go from pisces to the amphibian to the reptilia, reptilia to the aves, and then to mammalia, what happened? The complexity is also increasing, right? If I talk about fishes, their structure is a little bit simple as compared to the humans. They have so many organs with them, right? Same way, talking about their chambers, fishes, they have two chambers, and children write it there because they ask you indirectly. They will be giving you some of the examples, and they ask you to write the name of the chamber, to write the numbers, not the names, the number of the chamber. So fishes have two chambers. So if they give you any fish name, so you should write there just directly two chambers. Then coming to the next one, amphibians. Amphibians, they have the three chambers. So if they ask you how many chambers does the frog they have, we should write directly there three. Then the reptiles also have the three chambers. Okay. So amphibian and reptiles, they have the three chambers. But here, name a reptile who has four chamber heart. Any idea, children? Any one of you? Shubhansh, Ayomija, Dhriti, Abhinav, Siddharth.
Mammalia.
No, no, no. And reptile. Name of the reptile who has four chamber heart. It should be reptile. All the
Crocodile.
reptiles will have three. Very good. Crocodile, actually. Crocodile. So the only reptile who has four chamber heart are the crocodiles. So they have the four chamber heart. And the last one, the mammalia, which includes us, we also have the four chamber heart. Fine. So pisces, they have two. Amphibians and reptiles, they have two. But
What are the aves?
yeah, aves are remaining. Aves also have the four chambers. Four chambers. So pisces, they have two chambers. Amphibians, they have three chambers. Reptiles, they have three. Except crocodile, who has four. Then aves and mammals both have the four chamber heart. So that's about the numbering. Now we will be discussing a small example of the fishes first of all. Okay, as like first of all, the fishes we will be discussing. So how does in fishes the flow of the blood it happens? Now, as I said, they have how many chambers? They have four or they have three? Two. So here, what does A stands for?
Atrium.
What?
Atrium.
Atrium. V stands for?
Ventricle.
Ventricle, right? So A stands for atria or atrium, and V stands for ventricle. So that is how they have the two chambers. Fine. Now this side they have what? Body. Fine. And this is writing in such a way that you should understand in an easy way. I can make it complicated, but we don't want it. You should understand how the basic movement is happening. That is why to explain you it is written in such a way. So this side near to the atrium, I have written body, and that side near to the ventricle, I have written what? The gills. Okay. So near to the atrium, body, and near to the ventricle, gills. Now you tell me in the body, in throughout like our whole body, Which kind of gas will be present in the more amount? Oxygen or CO2?
Oxygen.
Oxygen.
Basically CO2. So CO2, the impure form, will be much in amount, and in the gills, what happened? More amount of oxygen will be converted. Okay, because gills are the place where they are converting the whole amount of CO2 into oxygen, and then it is going towards the whole body, right? So by the time it reaches to the other parts, it becomes again deoxygenated. So keep in mind the part body will have the high amount of CO2. And if I say high amount of CO2, it means it has deoxygenated blood. Okay. Then gills, if I say here oxygen is in high amount, it means what type of blood it will be?
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Ma'am, in the body, in deoxygenated blood also the amount of oxygen is higher than the CO2. So how
In the
can you
body,
say
the
in
see
deoxygenated
what
blood?
happens. Yeah, in the deoxygenated blood also we have the O2. But what happens since so many organs are available, so many cells are there, most of the cells they will be using inside them, right? They will be whatever they need, oxygen they need, they will be using inside them. And whatever they does not need, they will be flowing it up or down, down, up, down. So like this, that is why I have what happened. The CO2 is just moving here and there without getting used by the cells. Okay. Whereas if I talk about the cells, inside the cells, oxygen is already being used there. That is why it is less in amount there in the whole body because it is already used. See, if I am giving you one toffee, what happen? You're eating it. But if I give you so many toffees, what do? You will be keeping it. You will be storing it somewhere in the box, right? So this body is using the oxygen then and there. And CO2, they are not using. That is why the high amount of CO2 is available. Whereas in the gills, what happened? Whatever the CO2 is there, they are converting everything into the oxygen. That is why they have the high amount of oxygenated blood. Clear, Shubhansh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now body has the CO2, and since they have the high amount, the blood is rich in CO2. Because of that, they are deoxygenated. Whereas this side girls, they are what? They are the oxygenated. Now we'll start the thing. And keep in mind one more thing. Always the deoxygenated blood is mentioned as an dotted line arrow. Mind this dotted line arrow means deoxygenated blood. And the straight arrow represented what? The oxygenated blood. Now, what happens from the body? The deoxygenated blood will be moving to where? To the this auricle. Fine. From the body, the deoxygenated blood will be moving to the auricle. Then from the auricle, it goes to the ventricle. Fine. Now from the ventricle, it directly reaches to where? To the gills. Now, as soon as it reaches to the gills, what happened to it? It will be getting converted into,
Ma'am,
yes, yeah.
can you repeat it again?
uh, Okay. The deoxygenated blood was there in the body. From the body, the deoxygenated blood, it enters into the atrium chamber of the heart. Okay. And this atrium, when the blood enters into the atrium, it got full. And because of that, they had pushed the blood to the ventricle. Now, ventricle also got full of blood, because of which they have passed the blood to the gills. Now, as soon as the blood reaches to the gills, this deoxygenated blood will be converted into what type of blood now?
Oxygen.
Correct. It is converted into the oxygenated. And I said already, it will be mentioned as what? The straight line kind of thing, straight arrow. So it becomes here oxygenated, whereas the dotted one was a deoxygenated. So that is how the circulation happens in the body of fishes. From body to the atria, from atria to the ventricle, from ventricle to the gills. And when it reaches to the gills, it becomes oxygenated. That oxygenated blood now will be used by the cells, and the remaining will be reached, the remaining part of it will be reached to the body, and where in the body again it becomes the deoxygenated blood. So that is how in the fishes it works. Fine, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Aryan, Siddharth, Meher, Sudhamshu, Ayanvija, Dhriti, Shubhansh,
Yes, ma'am.
Moksha.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is a simple way to learn it actually, okay? For the exam point, don't draw this diagram, but yes, for your reference, definitely you should draw it. Otherwise, what happen? You will get confused. So I'll give you time for this. Just let us go to the other one now. First of all, now the two other categories we will be discussing the amphibian. Okay, amphibians and reptiles. So how many chambers do they have? These amphibians and reptiles?
3.
Three. Fine, they have what? They have the three chambers. Now they have like this the chambers. So this side they have RA, this side they have LA, and this side what they have in the center? Ventricle. Fine. So right auricle they have, left auricle they have, and they have only ventricle. So in the ventricle, they does not have the other further division. Now near to the RA, what should be there? What should be there near to the RA?
Left ventricle.
Near to the RA, body should be there, okay, with the carbon, with the deoxygenated blood. And near to the LA, there should be lungs with the oxygenated blood. Fine. So same way, how we did it here, body and then gills, body on the left hand side and the gills on the right hand side. Same way for the amphibian and reptile, body on the left hand side and the lungs on the right hand side. Okay. Now what happened in them? The deoxygenated blood from the body will reach to the right auricle. Fine. The deoxygenated blood, here what type of blood it is? Deoxygenated. So deoxygenated blood will be reaching to the right auricle. Now in the right auricle, it gets full of blood, so it reaches to the ventricle. So as soon as it reaches to the ventricle, what happened? It also get full, and they will be giving it to the place which is called as lung. Fine. So from the body, it was given to the right auricle. From the right auricle, it was given to the ventricle, and when ventricle got full of blood, it was given to the lungs. As soon as it reached to the lungs, what happened to it?
It's oxygenated.
It becomes oxygenated, and then it entered to where? It entered into the left auricle. It entered to the left auricle. And when the left auricle gets full of the oxygenated blood, they will be again giving to the ventricle, and then from there it goes to the body. Now what happened here? The ventricle is acting as like the capillaries, the exchange of gases will be happening here. Fine. So ventricle, left auricle got full of blood, then it gives to the ventricle. Ventricle, it will be passing the blood to the body, and in the body when it reaches, again it will become deoxygenated blood. So here it is oxygenated, here it is deoxygenated. So like this, the moment it happens in the amphibian and reptiles. Now coming to the
Madam,
last
drawing
one.
that.
Aryan, just wait for some time. Let me complete this, the fourth one, the last human one.
Okay.
Now, this human heart is very, very, very important. So, how many chambers do we have? We have four chambers, right? RA, LA, RV, and LV. What should be there on the left hand side? Say, children, what should be there on the left hand side?
Lungs.
Left hand side. Okay, for me it is left hand side. For you it is like right hand side. Okay. So here near to the RA it should be body, and near to the LA it should be lungs. Okay. So same way we will be doing it now. Now same thing happens in them. The body has the deoxygenated blood. From there it reaches to the right auricle. Now right auricle will get full. When this right auricle get full of blood, they have the valve in between. This three dotted line are basically a valve which is called as tricuspid valve. I think already in the last class we have discussed this name, right? Tricuspid valve. So this tricuspid valve is present between right auricle and right ventricle. So from the body, the deoxygenated blood will be entering into the right auricle. Now, once this right auricle gets full of blood, because see, the space is not so much that they will be keeping the blood for a long time. They cannot do that. They have to just keep on giving the blood to the next part of the body. So that is why once the right auricle has like being filled with the blood, what do? They will be giving it to the right ventricle. And how do they give it to the right ventricle? With the help of the valve. This valve get open, this tricuspid valve get open, and they give it to the right ventricle. Now, once this right ventricle it get full of blood, where they will be giving it? They will be giving it to the yes,
Lungs.
children. Ayuneja, Dhriti, Dhairya, Moksha. Where they will be giving?
Lungs, to lungs.
To the lungs. See, from the body, they have given to the right auricle. Once the right auricle was full of blood, through the tricuspid valve, it reaches to the right ventricle. Once the right ventricle now got full of blood, now they have given to the lungs. Fine. Now, how they have given? They have given with the help of a kind of vein called as a vena cava. Right? Arteries and veins we have discussed, right? So vena cava. So through the body to the right auricle, it has been reached through a vein called as vena cava. So name of the vein is vena cava. So through that vena cava, they have reached to the right auricle. Now from the right ventricle to the lungs, they have reached by the artery called as pulmonary artery. Fine. So the only artery which will be carrying the deoxygenated blood is the pulmonary artery, right? We have discussed. So that is how they will carry it. So from the right ventricle to the lungs, it is being carried by the artery called as pulmonary artery. And this vena cava is what? Is a vein. Clear? So from the body to the right auricle, it reaches with the help of a vena cava, which is a kind of vein. And when it gets full of blood, the valve, tricuspid valve will get open and it goes to the right ventricle. When the right ventricle gets full of blood, through the pulmonary artery, it reaches to the lungs. Till here, am I clear, children? I want yes or
Yes,
no
ma'am.
from
Yes,
everyone.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Others still waiting.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Dhriti, should I explain again if any doubt or confusion is there?
No, ma'am, it's clear.
Okay. Now, see, this is the one cycle, right? See, blood has deoxygenated blood has come out of the body, it reaches to the heart. From the heart, it left the heart and then entered into the lung. So this is the one cycle, right, of the deoxygenated blood entering and leaving the heart. Now, what happened in the second cycle? So as soon as this pulmonary artery brings the deoxygenated blood to the lungs, it becomes now what kind of blood?
Oxygenate.
Oxygenated. Now from here it enters into the left auricle. And once the left auricle is full of blood, what happened? Through the valve, and the name of the valve is bicuspid valve. So through the bicuspid valve, it goes to the left ventricle. It reaches to the left ventricle chambers. Now this left ventricle, when it is full of blood, it goes to the body. Fine. So from the lungs to the left auricle, it goes by a vein called as pulmonary vein. And from the left ventricle to the body, it goes to through the aorta. And this aorta is what? It is the largest artery. Through this largest artery, it reaches to the body. Now, once again, if it reaches to the body, it becomes deoxygenated. If it becomes deoxygenated, now again the same process will happening. Vena cava will be taking it to the right auricle, then to the to the right ventricle, then through the pulmonary artery to the lungs. Fine. So, what now you should do? How you will be understanding it? See, on both the upper side, what is there? The name of the veins are there. On the lower side, what is there? The name of the arteries are there. So always The vein will be on the upper side, and always the arteries will be on the lower hand side of it. Fine. Body to the right auricle, vena cava, which is a vein. Then from right ventricle to the lungs, pulmonary artery. Then from lungs to the left auricle, pulmonary vein. From the left ventricle to the body, which is the aorta. So like this, you should learn it in an easy way. Fine. Body to the right auricle, right ventricle, then to the lungs is one cycle. From the lungs to the left auricle, to the left ventricle, and then to the body, it is the second cycle, right? And that is the reason it is called as the double circulation. Why it is called as double circulation? Because twice the blood is entering into the heart and is leaving the heart. That is why it is called as the double circulation. Fine, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So learn like this. First of all, learn one complete cycle. Learn this deoxygenated cycle first of all. From the vena cava, right auricle, right ventricle, then to the lungs. So this is one cycle. So learn it from the body to the right auricle, vena cava. Right ventricle to the lungs, pulmonary artery. So vena cava, pulmonary artery. Vena cava, pulmonary artery. Fine. Then from the lungs to the left ventricle, from the left ventricle to the body, pulmonary vein and aorta. So have a connection like this. Write it somewhere in a easy form, more easy form. Body, then to the right auricle to the right ventricle, then to the lungs. Now from body to the right auricle, who is taking it? Vena cava. Then right auricle to the right ventricle through the tricuspid valve. And from right ventricle to the lungs with the help of what? With the help of the pulmonary artery. The help of pulmonary artery. So this is the first cycle. Now in the second cycle, the lungs, from the lungs to the left auricle, from the left auricle to the left ventricle, from the left ventricle to the body. So this is the second cycle, right? Then lungs to the left auricle will be taken care by the pulmonary vein, and from the left auricle to the left ventricle, there will be the valve which is called as bicuspid valve. And at last, left ventricle to the body, the largest artery which is aorta will be carrying it. So these two are the tricuspid and bicuspid are what? They are the valve. These two are the valve here. These two are the valve. Whereas the vena cava here and pulmonary vein are what? They are the valve. And this one, here this side, pulmonary artery and aorta, they are what? They are the artery. So that is how the double circulation or flow of blood happens in our body. Any doubt, any one of you?
No, ma'am.
So this is the simplest way, children. Now what you need to do, all these cycles, you need to draw it. And at last, draw this path also. Body, right auricle, right ventricle in the easy way, so that if they ask you to write the or to trace the path, then you should draw this diagram only. You should write body, then arrow, right auricle, then arrow, right ventricle like this. Fine? So start doing it now. If in case you have any doubt, ask me right away, children. Siddharth, Moksha, Abhigya has not joined. Dhriti, Ionija, Shubhansh, Abhinav, Aryan, Sudhamshu, any doubt?
No, ma'am.
And after the class, or maybe in the night time, children, revise these chambers, revise the circulation of blood, because it is very, very important. And once you revise it by your own, then you will be understanding in a better way. Okay, just revise it. So complete
Ma'am,
this in your copy. Yeah.
can you send these class recordings to the
Yeah,
vice,
yeah,
ma'am? I
yeah. I
have
just,
missed few classes.
yeah, actually, Bhina, the person who is working, her laptop is not working appropriately. So, might be tonight or might be tomorrow it will be done. Okay.
Okay.
For that last English class, I was absent, ma'am. Like, not this one, ma'am. Previous, ma'am, long ago. That recording I'm not able to see, ma'am.
Which RN? Which? Tell me the date of it.
Ma'am, wait, ma'am. 1 minute.
Have you done this page, children?
No, ma'am.
Okay, do it. And it is not DO, it is deoxygenated, children. I have written in a short way. Don't write it DO, deoxygenated, write it.
13th May.
Okay, 13th. RN, we have just completed till I think 9th of May. The remaining we will be doing it might be tonight or tomorrow morning.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Welcome.
Completed, ma'am.
Done, children?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is a very, very important cycle. In the exam, please don't draw this cycle. It is only to explain you in a simple way. Done, children, with this?
Wait, ma'am.
Okay. Others? Shubhansh? Done?
Completed, ma'am.
Yes,
Damshu, are you there?
Yeah.
Completed?
No, 1 second.
Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. And draw this also. Done, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Wait.
Okay, okay.
ma'am, 1 minute.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Any doubt? If any one of you have, can kindly just ask it. Siddharth, any doubt?
Ma'am, what are A's?
No, ma'am.
Aves, they are basically the birds. So birds and we have almost the same circulation. So all the birds are basically, they are called as aves. Aves means a kind of organism who has the hollow body, right? Their bones are basically hollow. They do not have anything inside the bones. So they are called as aves. Okay, children, then we'll meet you on Thursday, and Thursday we will be completing with this transportation topic. Now we are just left with the plants, transportation and plants. So that we will be completing by Thursday, and then next Monday, Tuesday onwards, we will be starting with the very last topic, excretion. Riti, finally. Okay.
Ma'am, what
Okay,
happened
children, then.
on the previous
Yeah.
classes? Ma'am, can you say like
Uh,
what happened on the previous classes?
Previous classes, Abhinav, we have discussed about the functions of the blood, types of the blood, their composition, then about the heart structure. So I think Abhinav, you can see the PDF also there under the resources. All the notes I have, kept there. Just check it.
Okay, ma'am.
And the recordings also I have uploaded it. Just check it. Only now 2 days are remaining. 13th and 15th recording is not updated, or else till yesterday all the recordings are being uploaded. Just check it and let me know. Okay. Aryan, can you
Okay.
see 14, 16, 17, 18, and 20?
1 minute, ma'am.
Just check it, okay. Except 13th and 15th, all the videos are being uploaded.
Both the subjects.
Yeah, both the subjects.
Uh,
For the maths, everything is done.
Wait,
Yeah, Aryan, I can't hear you.
1 minute, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
For maths, everything is being uploaded till yesterday, and for science, only 2 days are remaining, 13th and 15th. I think most probably by tonight or tomorrow morning it will be done. Okay, rest all thing is done.
Ma'am, but English, no recordings, ma'am.
English, you need to wait for some time. Okay, I'll
Okay.
just get it done. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine, children. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank
Bye.
you. Thank you.
you.
Bye bye.